soldiers crossing borders, mostly in Eastern Europe. Lots of talk about it.
Got more coil for me? Sometimes, I even impress myself. See that? This is some of my best work. Don't forget to write.
Caretaker could have at least left me a...
A good match.
Time to take it to the next level. Do your thing.
Johnny Blaze wasn't my personal pick, but I respect that he tried his best.
We've seen what those rift charges can do. You can't allow Hydra to detonate them here.
Ready when you are.
Just focus on destroying the charges. Hydra has enough warm bodies to overwhelm you eventually.
As they say, no problem.
Cover that!
Impressive. A moment. Sometimes I even impress myself.
Try this on for size.
Some for the rest of us.
Looks like it's up to me. This one's for you.
Defiler.
Okay, I felt that one. Guess we're not done.
chance to escape. You were too weak for this fight. They cannot possibly match your strength.
Interesting tactic. Let me show you the way. Apparently our reputation isn't enough to scare off these so-called children of Lilith.
That's one charge down, but you're not out of the woods yet.
Let's give that go. They're not quite ready to give up just yet.
Still they persist.
I'm in worse shape than I care to admit.
Your mother abandons you. Maybe you do not realize the trouble you are in, friend. I am impressed.
We'll have to deal with a few more, I'm afraid. Their persistence will be their undoing. I must be the popular one today.
Glad you got my back.
Your fate is sealed. Feel my call. Here we go!
Greek mythology is a little rusty, but didn't the Hydra originally have 9 heads?
Another Hydra operation foiled. I'll never get tired of hearing that.
Hey, Hunter. I'm gonna be saying...
Everybody's back in Robbie's cave. Guess he really wants to say something about Blaze.
Hey, thanks for coming, everybody. I know we're all stretched thin at the moment.
We're all here for you, Robbie. We know this is important to you.
But we should move things along. I know what you're all thinking. You thought Blaze was a major league asshole.
Whoa, I thought Professor Xavier was the mind reader, Logan.
Quiet you. Anyway, Blaze. Yeah, he wasn't nice. But it's not a nice world. And sometimes you gotta be that way to get things done. And he really got a lot of things done. So, you kids remember that. You won't always be so fresh-faced and innocent.
Thanks, Logan. You said it better than I ever could. To be honest, I really struggled with what I was gonna say. Because I used to worship the flaming ground Blaze rode on. And then I met him. And safe to say, I didn't worship him so much anymore. Fairly certain I hated him. Right until he went and sacrificed his life to save mine. Johnny might not have been perfect, but at the end of the day, he was one of us. And I'm glad to have known him. To Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Is that it? Can we go now?
Man, I just wish I could have brought my brother Gabe along.
The longer we can forestall the prophecy, the more time we have.
Pull up a stool, Hunter. Never too early to get caffeinated. Stark convinced me to put a shot of his new Stark Drive energy drink in my coffee.
Stark Drive?
Sure, it tastes like sweaty gym sock dipped in coffee, but at least it wakes you up. And if we're headed to Transia, I'm gonna need it. This thing could last 24 hours or 24 days. Hard to tell.
This group does not waste time. We will...
Now there's a real rah-rah spirit. I've got no time for long stays overseas. I don't like to pack a toothbrush, and my transient is pretty terrible.
It makes sense that Lilith would go back there. Back to her homeland.
She's gonna be in for a real nasty shock if Red Skull and Hydra did a pretty good job of screwing Transia.
The people of Transia are good at heart. There is natural beauty there.
We go smash Hydra, and while we're there, we'll plant some trees.
It looks like the others are gathering now in the war.
Gotta talk to Stark about getting some new flavors.
coil. Let's get to work. I feel like I could automate this process and take myself out of... Sometimes, I even impress myself.
Found another artifact, Hunter? You may have stumbled... Farewell.
More chit-chat. I'm gonna wait near that. Focus, Robbie, focus.
So I know it's impolite to talk about the demon in the room, but let's talk about the demon in the room. I mean the one in the forge, specifically, not the others that haunt this place. I know I said I was completely comfortable with that thing before, but I may have lied. Man.
It most likely was.
Was what?
Listening. No, there are times I hear it whisper to me, begging to be released. Tony?
Ah! Glad we could have this chat. By the way, you don't happen to have a pen or a quill, do you? Just want to jot down a few
So, I read in your war journals, issue 47 to be specific, that you've been to Transient.
Is that a question?
More like a prompt. You know, to see if the journals were true, or if there was something you left out intentionally.
We've stumbled on a Hydra unit unloading some of their stolen bounty. Unfortunately, their crates are rigged to self-destruct if the required keycard isn't swiped first. And Hydra's agents are carrying the key.
Their intentions haven't changed.
You'll have to move quickly if we're going to recover any of their equipment.
I'll ensure it's done. A moment. This should aid me in my fight.
Nice move.
You've secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
Will not be broken.
Reinforcements on approach.
They have not lost interest.
You'll need even greater numbers to defeat me.
They've armed one of the crates. It's going to explode if you don't get that key. secured one of the crates. See if you can't get the others.
Let's give it a go. Hail back.
I cannot possibly match your strength.
So, you want to be nasty about it?
Might need a hand here.
Another of the crates is armed to detonate. Get to that key card. That was the last crate. Wipe out the remaining Hydra forces, and let's get you home.
Here we go. That looked like it hurt.
That was really something.
The light is on our side.
I owe you one.
Search for wealth and power with just a tinge of fascism. Hydra will never change.
They really want to get on my bad side.
That's getting old.
I will aid you if I can. We can all join Lilith together.
Let's try that again, shall we?
You had your chance to escape. Weak, even for Hydra.
What's this?
Follow my movement.
plans?
I saw a move like that once.
Luckily, I'm a glutton for punishment. Glad they're feeling confident.
Your time has come.
To restore our strength!
You were too weak for this fight. Prepare yourself.
The light shines on the most beautiful.
Your mother abandoned you.
Not bad. Great, but not bad.
So much. Feel my call.
Interesting tactic.
Don't mess with me. Don't blink!
Almost too easy.
That's one shipment Hydra won't be receiving.
Time for book club. You coming?
Meet you there.
Hunter.
My thought choosing a weird book would...
Why would you...
More punch for the rest.
Why have I not heard of Crash Morgan? I know it's an older book, but this is exactly the kind of story
I thought Logan might bail. But I told him we bring more snacks this time. You good? All right, Logan, I need to know. Why did you choose this book?
I'll tell you, just not yet. I want to hear what you thought of this book.
It was written in the 1940s, so I expected some repugnant attitudes and phrases. But it surprised me. The writing was simple, yet the story was deeper than it had any right to be.
What was your favorite part?
It's in the chapter where Crash and the princess escape the Zorgots. The next morning, they see the sun rise and Mars rising beside it. When the princess asks what the future holds, and Crash just stares at Mars as it eclipses the sun.
Is it just me, or do the stellar bodies
Absolutely. The time they have together. Anyway, I think the moment gets lost when the Zorgots deploy their
I don't get why the robot dog didn't warn them. I thought it could talk.
Not until number 19, the minefields of the reticulates. It's a whole thing.
Got it. So, what's the idea with Crash's promise?
What about it?
When Crash apprehends Glaxogorp, they have a tense conversation in the back of the flypod. Crash says there's a way the Zorgots can leave the moon with everything they want, but the princess... Then Crash vows that no...
Glaxocorp agrees because all Zorgon...
Isn't that the point? Crash cares so deeply for the princess, and how does that tie in?
Really? You don't see it?
I do.
They're shapeshifters.
Who?
Crash and Glaxogorp.
No.
Yep. But then, when do they...
The Hydrogun fight. Crash gets hit in the helmet and goes down. And what happens whenever Crash is unconscious?
The helmet changes color. Turns bronze like the suit.
Right. Then Glaxogorp pulls up on the rocket sled and takes Crash and the princess into custody. That's when they make the switch. Crash and Glaxogorp change form. But where do they stash the princess?
That rocket sled had a bunch of places to hide a prince.
Ah, but the next time you see the sled, Glaxogorp passes it off to another Zorg. Their plan required her to be in Crash's... So we get... When they...
So, if that's the actual princess, she escapes. But who is the false princess?
That's a shape-shifted Glaxogorp. Without the Star Scepter, Deimos can't crown their queen.
Right. She never wanted it, and the Zorgots definitely don't want it. Glaxogorp, posing as the princess, can steer Deimos away from war.
And when the fake Glaxogorp vows the Star Scepter shall be restored to the princess, that's actually Crash.
So Crash made two vows and broke neither of them. The cliffhanger with Glaxogorp chasing Crash's ship is actually Crash returning to the princess so they can escape Deimos.
You got it. They reveal the switcheroo at the beginning of number 6, Attack of the Intergalactic Space Weasels.
Clever. I like it more now. And that's where we'll call it for tonight.
I almost wish this book was a comic instead. I would have liked to see the monocular.
I wonder if Tony could...
My book was the...
You have only been to...
Yeah.
You did...
Yeah, with everything going on, I'm gonna put book club on a hiatus. Until...
I hope we come back to this in the...
Same here. Books...
Well, who else would you in...
There's a lawyer who got me out of a bad situation a few years back. As long as the books we read...
She is Earth's mightiest hero. Yeah.
Hunter, hello.
Our powers combined shook Hydra's foundations.
Is the Abbey like it? We must